here at the A.J. Palumbo Center. John Duffy, this time joined by John Sikora. And John's here to talk about this thing, the Harmarville Hoops, which will be happening on June 10th, 1995. And John, it's really grown. You had about 3,000 people last year, and you expect about the same thing this year.
We continue to grow each year. We're looking at getting 800 teams registered this year, about 3,200 players, and they always bring extra family and friends along. So we have a crowd of near 5,000 to 6,000 folks down at Station Square for the event.
And just to explain exactly what we're talking about, it's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
It's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament played in one day at Station Square. We have it broken down into age brackets, so kids, grown-ups are playing against people of equal age brackets, and also male, female, wheelchair divisions, corporate divisions, and celebrities participating.
And there's also an advantage to getting in there early, right?
Oh, absolutely. The entry fee is at $80 this year, but an early bird entry fee, if you enter your team before May 1st, is down to $60. It's a great bargain.
Now, how do you get yourself involved in this thing if you want to get a couple of your buddies together and play some 3-on-3?
A couple different ways. One, mailings have gone out to all the high school coaches and athletic directors, so if you're a student in the school system, just access your coach. Another way is through calling the Harmarville Hoops hotline, which is 412-826-2772. And another way of getting it is dropping by, same place you can pick this guy up. You can get these brochures is at any Eaton Park restaurant. Those will be available the last week in March and all the way through till May 30th.
So it should be an easy thing to enter, and it always seems like it's a good time. This is what, your 5th year?
This is the 5th year, big and better, and we have some great sponsors coming back, and the Marine Corps really helped control the games and keep a lot of order and sportsmanship in it. So it's a nice day for everyone involved. There's also a lot of special events activities going on with free throw shooting contests, 3-point shootouts, half-court shots for special prizes. We're going to have caricature artists and face painting and lots of other music and entertainment going on. So it's a great event, great family activity to be involved with.
Sure, you got to be quite a sight to see all those balls and whatnot bouncing around in the parking lots at Station Square.
Yeah, we have 80 courts set up, which are going full tilt from 7:30 in the morning, every half hour on through about 8 o'clock at night. So by the day's end, we have played approximately 1,700 basketball games.
John, we're just about out of time, so why don't you give us that number one more time?
Sure, the Harmarville Hoops hotline, 412-826-2772.
Okay, John, thank you very much for your time. That's a look at what will be happening in June with the Harmarville Hoops. We've got one champion decided tonight, that being Monessen. We've got another one coming up in the AAA. And to find out about that game, let's go to George Savarese. George?
The Highland Rams preparing to take on the much-favored Blackhawk Cougars in the WPIAL AAA championship game. The Highland Rams come into this for the first time in their school history trying to win the WPIAL title. Blackhawk, well, they're familiar to the WPIAL championship. They've been here 5 times in the past 6 years. They have won it from 90 to 92. They lost in an overtime heartbreaker last year to Beaver Falls. And now this year, John Miller is trying to regain the championship for the Blackhawk Cougars. Let's see how these two teams got here and begin with the Highland Rams. They won by beating Seton LaSalle in the semifinals, and we have some video footage of their victory over Seton LaSalle. Sophomore guard Kirkwood Tuckey for 3 for Highlands. Senior guard Michael Braun follows that up.
Earnhardt for 2. He hits. There we go.
Another big shot for the Highlands Rams. And a 3-pointer by senior guard Greg Kaprivnikar. And Kaprivnikar leads Highlands with a 21-point per game average. Earnhardt then takes it inside. And the Highlands Rams beat Seton LaSalle in the semifinals to make it here to the WPIAL championship game against the Blackhawk Cougars. The Blackhawk Cougars had an easier time of it in their semifinal matchup, which we will now take a look at as the road to the Palumbo Center continues here on KBL. And let's see if we can go to the footage of the Blackhawk Cougars as they prepare to go on. And let's see if we can get the video footage of the semifinal game as the Blackhawk Cougars were able to win their game. This is called dying on the air because they're not going to the video footage of Blackhawk. And let's see if we can go and see this. Blackhawks coach John Miller has gotten his team, and here we go, to the finals, 10 of the 11 years. Blackhawk lost the title game last year on that buzzer shot by Beaver Falls. You can see no time on the clock. Beaver Falls, their arch rival, pulling off the upset against Blackhawk. But the Cougars come back with a vengeance this year. Junior guard Jeremy Huber with the layup. And then it's Brett Parkhill inside for 2 points for the Cougars. Their defense was also a big part of this game. They shut down Char Valley, their opponent in the semifinals inside. And then center Jim Cantamessa puts one in for Blackhawk. Back to Parkhill, he scores again for the Cougars. And then you see Coach John Miller hoping to win the WPIAL title again. His team won it 3 consecutive years from 1990 to 92. Last year they lost in the heartbreak shot at the end of the game to Beaver Falls. And now John Miller has his Cougars back here again, looking to win one more title in the WPIAL championship for the Blackhawk Cougars. And now let's go to these messages, and we'll be right back courtside at the A.J. Palumbo Center right after this.
Trek International introduces what just may be the most lucrative fundraising program in the country.
As a Franklin Regional parents, we are well on our way to raising over $100,000 with the Trek International program. Trek truly is a program builder.
Trek offers a proven formula driven by impressive results.
Trek International, with its financial rewards, can benefit any program.
Now, your school or organization can work with America's most prestigious
Last year, nearly 1.6 million cars were stolen in the United States. That's one car every 20 seconds every day of the year. It's time to get serious about crime prevention. It's time for the club. The club is a tempered steel lock that's tough to defeat. It remains the only vehicle locking device that's police recommended. I believe the club to be the best vehicle theft deterrent you can buy. That's why I use it on my personal vehicle. Plus, the club can protect your vehicle's airbag from being stolen. It's a growing problem that the club is helping to control. But be aware of the lookalikes and the copycats out there. Be sure your anti-theft device says the club on the handle. Accept no cheap imitations. Get the one vehicle anti-theft device that police officers like myself recommend. Get the club. It's time to get serious about crime prevention. It's time for the club. Now over 10 million sold worldwide.
USA Today says car buyers want quality, price, and respect. Buick, consistently in the top 10 of J.D. Power's survey. Buick, winner of 4 IntelliChoice Value Awards. LeSabre, Family Circle's Car of the Year. And Roadmaster is a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. For the highest in customer satisfaction, see your Buick connection now.
Hi, Dennis Bowman here to tell you about Channel 11's Neighborhood Weather Net, an innovative way that we localize our weather. Instead of getting information from the airport, we collect it directly from the neighborhoods. It's more accurate. We've installed certified weather stations in many of the local schools, and we can get instant weather conditions by computer. Now we can report the weather for your specific area like no other station can.
The Neighborhood Weather Net on Channel 11's Carnegie Science Center Weather. Channel 11 News. More news, more often.
We are back at Palumbo Center on the campus of Duquesne University where the starting lineups for tonight's AAA championship between the Blackhawk High School Cougars and the Highlands High School Running Rams are being introduced. Sean Doherty, Dan Donahoe, courtside. WPIAL Championship Basketball and Prime Sport being brought to you by Chevrolet, your local Chevy dealer. By Sears Brand Central, the brand you want, the store you trust. And by Cameron Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola Classic, always playing to win. Always Coca-Cola, and always playing to win, Dan. These Blackhawk Cougars, Coach John Miller has had this team here so many times before they were here last year. Just had that tough lost to Beaver Falls in overtime at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. A great basketball game here, or over at Pitt that night and here on Prime Sports KBL. And they're back here strong once again and challenged by a Highlands Running Rams team that not a lot of people know a lot about.
No, they don't, Sean. You know, we've had one king of the hill go down already in Class A. Duquesne, the defending champs, gone down. Well, Blackhawks considered the class of the AAA. And Highlands going to have their work cut out for them. Blackhawk 25-2. They've had 2 losses this year to Newcastle and to Dunbar High School in the Johnstown tournament. They've beaten Derry, Montour, and Char Valley to get this far. It was interesting, a quote in the paper this past week from the Char Valley coach, Timmy McConnell, said that he thinks it would take a high school dream team to beat Blackhawk. So, you know, Highland's going to have their work cut out for them. They've beaten Beaver Falls, Jeanette, and Seton LaSalle. Finished the season at 22-5. 3 of those losses against North Catholic. So if nothing else, they should be happy they're not playing North Catholic tonight.
Yeah, there you go. You know, the frightening thing is that they're playing tonight without one senior. Their only senior, Steve Dickinson, despite all this team has accomplished.
Blackhawks,
6'6" tall. Steve Dickinson went down 3 games into the season with a season-ending knee injury. And yet, here are these Blackhawk Cougars, all juniors, ready to go against the Highlands Running Rams. It'll be Jim Canamesa, number 45. Blackhawk in the white uniforms, jumping center against number 54, Jeremy Earnhardt, the 6'5" senior for Highlands. And the Rams control the tap.
Well, I'm sure our viewers have heard a lot about Blackhawks defense, only giving up 45 points per game, and you're going to see it. You're going to play man-to-man. They're going to get in your face. Right away, Highlands gets a good shot opportunity off the pick.
That's their star, Greg Kaprimnikar, the number 5, the left-hander off the rim. He averages over 20 points a game, and Highlands averages over 80 points per game. Don't expect that in the season. The first pass of the game tonight is scored by Jeremy Hooper from Blackhawk. Number 4, Kirkwood Turkey from Highlands. This is the point guard, Michael Braun. He goes hard to the hoop, and Hooper rebounds. And here come the running Cougars.
2 good shot opportunities for Highlands, though. Call walk.
Travel called against Blackhawk, a turnover. They lead it here 2-0. As we run down, take a look at the rest of the starting lineup. Kaprimnikar, Michael Braun, Kirk Watucky, Kevin Mason, and Jeremy Earnhardt. Kevin Mason is number 52 for the Highlands Rams in goal. Highlands looking for their first bucket. Earnhardt into the lane, looks low. Watucky misses one, misses another. Mason just knocked him out of there for the rebound.
3 and 4 good shot opportunities for Highlands. Couldn't connect.
This is Archie Miller, number 11, the coach's son. He's just a sophomore, played a little bit last year as a freshman in the championship, so he is experienced. The rest of these Blackhawk starters are juniors. Number 23, JT Haskins.
And Mesa got caught up in the air. Turnover.
Number 45 is Canamesa, as we said. And number 5 is Steve Lodovico. Drawn to the bucket there, number 54.
Kind of reminds me of Duquesne struggles early on, getting a lot of good shot opportunities, nothing falling, probably a little tight.
Tip in there for Hoover. He has both baskets in the game. Earnhardt is 0 for 2 for Highlands. They've yet to scratch here with 5:50 to play in the first quarter. And as Dan said, it's not unusual to see a team struggle in their first WPIAL title game.
Not at all, but that's who you want with a ball right there. Kaprimnikar, number 5.
The left-hander 0 for 2. Strong follow. No foul called, and Blackhawk back on the offensive end. Archie Miller pulls up for a 3, and he averages very well from out there shooting, I think, over
48%.
Jeez. You're shooting 1 from 2 there. You shouldn't even be allowed to shoot a layup, huh?
That's a pretty good percentage from anywhere on the floor.
Canamesa the steal. This is Miller, sophomore. JT Haskins pulls up with the 15-footer. Loose rebound, and Miller's there to get it for Blackhawk, leading 4-0.
We're again eyeing it up.
0 for 2 from 3-point range this evening. Watucky the rebound, and Highlands back on the attack. Braun to the hoop, and he gets it on the scoreboard. And the Highlands crowd comes to life. It's a 4-2 game. Quickly back up the floor, Blackhawk. Gets his third hoop. He has all 6 Blackhawk points. Didn't mention the fact that they hold teams to 45, 46 points a game in the playoffs. You wouldn't think they'd be going up and down the court very quick, but they don't hesitate offensively either.
No, they don't.
Just smothering full court man defensively. So Highlands is getting their shots here damn early. And so with 4:12 to play in the first quarter, it's Blackhawk out to a 6-2 lead over the upset-minded Highlands Rams.
There are 3 family sedans you may be considering: Taurus, Accord, and the new Chevy Lumina. Oh, you want air and seating for 6 standard? There are 2 family sedans to consider. Oh, you'd prefer one that cost about $2,000 less? There's only one family sedan for you, the all-new Chevy Lumina, designed with input from thousands of people just like you. And now you can drive a Lumina for just $16,295. Lumina, one great family sedan and genuine Chevrolet. See your local Chevrolet Geo dealer.
In the last 3 years, over 100 appliance and electronic stores have closed their doors. At the same time, one store has grown to become America's largest, with the top name brands, nationwide service, and 100 years of trust. Brand Central at Sears, where you get the brands you want at the store you trust.
Back at Palumbo Center, where the Blackhawk Cougars lead Highlands 6-2 as they get ready to inbound the ball here. 4:12 to play first quarter.
A great play, and it's Highlands ball to Krivnikar. A good job of denying. Knocked the ball off the Blackhawk player. Highland ball. Blackhawk playing man-to-man on the inbound.
The Blackhawk player
being give him that shot.
Nathan Montani, number 21, just into the Blackhawk lineup. There's a foul called inside as it gets rough in the middle of the lane there.
Loose ball foul.
Going to be called on number 31 for Blackhawk. And a second foul.
That's good heads-up play by Highland, too. Just toss the ball into your leading scorer. Again, we saw it in the first half, or in the first game tonight too. Playing man-to-man underneath your basket, you have to be really good at it because it's easy to get a hoop out of it or a foul.
Sophomore Mark Busetti, number 31. Actually, he's a junior. And there, that last foul called on number 43. That's they've got about 15 guys, and I can't find a 43 for what's in Blackhawk. There's one on the floor. Oh, there he is.
43.
He is out there.
There's Miller with number 43.
Gotta happen, huh?
Yeah, we'll get it cleared up at halftime.
Miller gets it up court, and there's Montani with his first shot. Highlands clears it down 2, looking for the tie.
Highlands has to be pretty happy so far. They're staying with them and gotten good shot opportunities.
Neil Croston, sorry about that, Dan.
Right,
number 43 for Blackhawk. Finally spotted him. My eyes.
And a pass.
Double check. Same double here.
Another punting.
Yeah, they're missing a lot inside.
But as a coach, though, you have to be happy that you're getting those opportunities. They're able to run the offense.
Huber misses for the first time tonight. Highlands has a break. Look away by Capricorn. He finishes. We're tied at 6.
Again, good body control. He was patient. Get a little look away. Went up strong.
Neil Croston in 3-point range. Archie Miller is 0 for 2 out there. Then they go to Huber on the baseline. Yep, and he's
in a minute, huh?
He's got all of them. All 8. He's going to the line for number 9. Foul called on number 52, Kevin Mason. First foul called against Highlands this evening. Archie Miller comes to the Blackhawk bench.
Coach Miller doing a good job of substitute. He realizes it's going to be a long game. You want to keep the bodies fresh.
Number 5, Steve Lodovico back in there, and he follows in the shot, gets the bucket. It's a 10-6 lead for Blackhawk, and immediately the turnover forced by the press.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the press, it's just a bad pass. He let him a little bit too much.
And so with 2:45 to play here in the first quarter, it's Blackhawk leading Highlands 10-6 at Palumbo Center, Duquesne University in the Class AAA championship.
On an average weekend, we use 130,000 eggs at King's Family Restaurants. Some are whipped into magnificent golden hotcakes. Others are blended with cheese, tomatoes, onions, and green peppers into fluffy omelets. Dozens more are used to create a mountain of French toast. And some are fried and served with toast and sausage.
I'm Hartley King. I believe fresh ingredients make food taste better. That's why I keep these girls employed.
Brooklyn, 1931. Acting on a tip-off, detectives raid premises downtown, busting a gang attempting to copy Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's ingredients are one of the world's best-kept secrets, so any fraud is easy to detect. Let that be a warning. Nothing else tastes like Coca-Cola. Just another day for the feds and their new recruit.
As we come out of the timeout, Blackhawk coach John Miller has put Jim Canamesa back in there, so quick rest for him. Lodovico set to inbound. Canamesa, the big fella, number 45, open in the lane. He goes right to the rack for his first two.
Just a fundamental inbounds play. Went up and pick and rolled back to the ball. Nice play by the inbounders to be patient till we got open. Nice basic fundamental basketball play.
Number 44 into the game for Highlands. Drills a three. That's Aaron Ray. His first basket as he's in there. Nice play there. Number 34 knocks it out of bounds. Ed Jenkins into the lineup.
Jenkins has a severe height disadvantage. Canamesa has him by about 4 or 5 inches, so he's going to have to work hard and prevent the inbound pass to Canamesa when he's on the block. Because if he gets it down there, he's going to have trouble with it.
And Michael Tempest, number 42, checks in for Highlands as he's going to take Canamesa as Dan coach.
That's a mismatch. With the rebound, Highland wants to run.
Braun a little short with the jumper. Blackhawk clears the loose ball. Canamesa got his hands on it. Lodovico gets the Cougars into the front court and swings it. Canamesa, 3-point range. There's the three. Brett Parkhill, his first of the night. 15-9. Cougars lead it. Jenkins, left-hander. A little strong, but rebounded nicely on the backside. The Privnikar sets it up outside. Braun looking for help, working against Lodovico. Jenkins, top of the key. There's a loose ball, and Braun picks it up nicely. Good anticipation. What a
nice creator. Great move.
The other end.
A good team. No hesitation. Get the ball in bounds. Beat him down the floor.
J.T. Haskins with the basket, draws the foul.
Braun on the replay, Sean. Sammy drives through. They didn't pick up the charge, which they should have done. Just a little scoop shot, laid it up softly at the roll.
Foul called on Privnikar from Highlands. Archie Miller back into the Blackhawk lineup along with Jeremy Hoover. Miller 11, Hoover 25. This is J.T. Haskins at the line. 3 points for him, and Blackhawk leads at 18-11. Privnikar, a sloppy round of back dribble there, but no problem. Braun.
Good ball movement.
Mason's three-pointer too strong, and Blackhawk back with a 7-point lead, 30 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Don't pull this out and play for one right now.
Archie Miller in control.
A little high post game, 3-man weave coming off the high post.
And a Mesa forced way out. Now Miller kind of rescues them.
Now they set up their offense.
Down to 20.
Now's when they want to go, about 10 seconds. Good ball.
Great pass down low. Hoover, another basket for Jeremy Hoover. With 5 ticks left, he has 10 points.
All the credit goes to Miller, though. They're not going to get a shot off.
And they don't. The quarter ends with Blackhawk leading the Highlands Rams 20-11 here in the WPIAL AAA Championship on Prime Sports KBL.
Top of all the action, highlights, scores, interviews, and the inside scoop on the deals of the day. Tune into the box.
Nick Chevrolet Geo, the AK Valley's largest conversion van center with over 25 vans in stock from 5 different conversion companies. Enjoy special closeout prices on conversion vans with savings up to $5,000. Thank you, customers, for voting us #1 again. Best new car dealer, best place to buy a car, best auto repair, best place to buy auto parts, and best place to get an oil change. Nick also features the area's largest selection of pre-owned pickups, vans, conversion vans, and 4x4s. Nick Chevrolet, just off Trenton Bridge Road in Tarentum.
Hair Together has the special ingredient most other salons don't have, consistency. Hair Together is a full-service salon that really listens to what you want in a look that fits your lifestyle. Our reputation for personal care and consistency means we always have time for you. From family hairstyling to nail care, from massage therapy to tanning, ear piercing, electrolysis, and waxing, we take full service and our clients seriously. When you talk, we listen.
15 years old, 10th grade, Archie Miller. Look at that.
Credited. I mean, they were trying to play for one, but you can't pass that up. Miller used his head. If they're going to give it to you, you got to take it. Caught Highland sleeping a little bit.
Sean Doherty, Dan Donahoe, and Art Humphreys here courtside at A.J. Palumbo Center at Duquesne University, where Blackhawk with the basketball in the white. Lodovico with the shot leads Highlands 20-11 in the WPIAL AAA Championship.
Sean Highlands needs a hoop. This game's starting to slip away from them a little bit. They're down 9. Blackhawk just methodically just keeps pounding at you, and you look up and you're down 9.
Left-hander Lodovico off the window. Yeah, we'll take it. 20-13. Moving is 2-0. Lodovico wide open. The Car got all the way back to get that one.
The pass was late. That was the problem. And a great look. Back to Car.
2 plays in a row. The
official timeout.
Bit of a warning there, I think, to Michael Braun, who I think maybe celebrated it. I don't know. I didn't see anything, but
I didn't either.
And they want to keep anything. They want to keep us from seeing anything.
No problem.
Here's the block. Look at that.
The pass was a little late. He gave Kaprivnikar time to get back, but all ball.
Oh, I thought you meant Kaprivnikar's pass. I was going to say, come on, got him a break. Okay. 5-point Blackhawk lead. Cougars with the basketball.
That was a run they needed. Now they're only down 5.
Lodovico. Braun the rebound. The Highlands crowd has come to life, and apparently so have the running Rams. Braun, a little trouble from Archie Miller. It's help from Kaprivnikar. The senior team leader rolls in. Nice drive.
That he can do that. They got to take his left away. He's going left every time, and they're giving it up. He's scoring.
8 points for Kaprivnikar. Immediately Blackhawk goes to the big fella, Mesa, but the travel is going to give Highlands another chance to cut into the lead even more.
But in theory, it's the right idea. They got to get Mesa into
this
game. He has one basket, but he's been quiet, and he's your stud. And you want to get him involved in the game, especially with big men. You want to get them involved in the game, because they tend to fall asleep on you, especially when your big man's a scorer. Get him the ball, keep him happy, and he'll play a full game.
Number 21.
Wide open.
Brett Parkhill back in for Blackhawk. Mason gets it back outside to Braun. And there's Jenkins.
Braun again on the open man. I don't know why Jenkins was that wide open.
We're tied at 20. Mesa finds the Onovico, 2 great blocks.
Oh, he lucked out.
Everything's going. Highlands clear right now. Jeremy Earnhardt gets Highlands ahead 22-20 with 6 minutes to play in the first half. We're going to take a break here from Palumbo Center, where the Highlands Golden Rams have just run ahead 22-20 over Blackhawk in the AAA championship.
There are 3 compact pickups you may be considering: Dakota, Ranger, and the new Chevy S-Series. Oh, you want one that starts under 10 grand? There are 2 compact pickups to consider. Oh, you want the one with more standard horsepower and payload? There's only one compact pickup for you, the new Chevy S-Series, with features and performance that make everything else history. Lease an S-Series LS for just $199 a month. S-Series from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. See your local Chevrolet dealer today.
Repair, and we do it right the first time. We guarantee our workmanship with a written warranty. Customer satisfaction is our top priority. In 1993, Simonetta's Car Store was voted #1 for outstanding customer service among CarStar collision repair facilities nationwide. We help our customers get back on the road with prompt service and computerized estimates with no surprises and a written warranty. Trust the specialists at Simonetta's Car Store.
Koprivnikar might be averaging 20 points a game, Dan, but he can do more than that. How about that pass?
Slipped that one by. And a real nice job by Earnhardt to keep control, get his feet, go up and get the basket. Highlands on an 11-point run. Remember, it was 20-11, and they're right back in it.
Brett Parkhill, his second 3-pointer, gets the Cougars back ahead 23-22.
Sign of a well-coached team of success after a timeout.
Highlands the crowd as well, but the Highlands people are into it. They're trying. It's Earnhardt. Powers up inside, draws the foul.
Should be shooting. That was Koprivnikar.
Koprivnikar, my mistake. The foul's going to be on the big fella. That's I'm wrong. Number one. Number 1 on him.
That's a good call. He got fouled a couple times on that. Actually, I thought he got fouled before Mason's body, but regardless, he's on the line. And for Coach Miller, you're a little concerned because Koprivnikar is starting to take the game. I mean, he's becoming a force, passing, block, scoring. It's not what you want to do. That's their star. You don't want him to get off and running, and he did early in the second quarter.
No fluke, the left-hander. Trouble, the window not there. Braun to steal, though. He'll pull up just inside the line with his feet on it. Highlands crashing the boards. Jenkins ties up Canamesa, but the big fella pulls it out. But he turned it over. I thought maybe Jeremy Earnhardt got a tip on that ball.
I did too, and I thought they were going to call a jump ball before that, but they let him play. No problem with that.
3 officials on the court, and they obviously have better views than we do. Highlands basketball, down 1.
I go right back to Koprivnikar.
He has 11, and they're back ahead, 24-23.
Said he's taking the game over.
Just seconds after we said during the one-time outbreak, it looked like Blackhawk was taking this game over.
Yep. Nice run.
The Rams have responded. Huber. What a game he's had.
He is. He's keeping a minute. That's his 12th point.
Foul away from the ball. Good basket. Foul called on Brett Parkhill inside. That'll be 4 on the Cougars, and it'll be Highlands ball out of bounds as Kirk Watucky comes back in replacing Kevin Mason, number 52 for Highlands. Watucky wears number 4.
Jeremy Huber's going to watch him. He's going to try his luck. A good idea. Switch guys on him. He was having too much success against the last Blackhawks offender.
We're tied at 25.
Well, that shouldn't happen. A great defensive team, which Blackhawk is, does not give up.
Jeremy Earnhardt with the and the slap away there, but recovery made by Blackhawk and Canamesa, the high arcing shot. Tipped in nicely on the backside. Jeremy Huber again.
Well, why not?
What a game.
Oh, no call.
Good block there, but Jenkins the follow.
Yeah, it actually worked out good for Highlands because Jenkins was there, but a great pass to Koprivnikar down the floor again. neither one of these teams is doing a real good job of getting back on defense, Sean. There's been too many of those plays on both sides.
The Rams trying to double team Archie Miller in the backcourt, but Cougars, as of yet, not too much trouble against the Rams pressure. Miller for three. A little too far out, maybe. Rebound for Watucky, and here come the Rams. Earnhardt into the lane. Canavesa is going to get number 2 there. The 3:37 to play in the first half. Immediately.
I just think the Rams' real defense wasn't shutting them down. They were getting good shots, and I think that built up there. You know, they heard so much about this great defense, but they were having some success. They just weren't scoring.
Right.
So when they fell behind, they didn't panic. It wasn't like they were getting blown out of the building. They were just missing some shots. Now they're starting to make them.
Good luck in the Highlands Rams head coach in just his 3rd year at Highlands, and I guess he deserves a lot of credit for the fact of the way this team was able to come back and not you know, get discouraged by the pressure early. Earnhardt in and out, but Watucky's there. The Rams crashing the boards, but Parkhill brings it to Huber, and he's the guy you want. Look at the hustle there.
They hustle all the way around. They're going to call that though on Earnhardt.
Yeah, the far as Parkhill kind of dashed into him. Could have gone either way.
No one-on-one for either team right now.
Number 31, Mark Busetti, has replaced Canavesa in the Blackhawk lineup.
Coach Falder's doing a much better job in this second quarter. He's trying to get some guys some breathers, even if it's for a minute. I think he's realizing that Blackhawk is really substituting. I think he might be concerned about the second half, about fatigue, and he's corrected that. And he's been shuffling guys in and out a lot more in this second quarter.
Number 44, Aaron Ray, comes in for Koprivnikar. And also Steve Lodovico back in for Blackhawk, replacing Archie Miller. This is Lodovico with the basketball.
Highlands probably will be fatigued a little bit. Came off a tough game against Seton. They won by 7. They were losing after 3 quarters. Blackhawk has pretty much just cruised throughout these playoffs.
Cougars very patient, down to 2.5 minutes and a half. The Highland fans are bored. Good inside pass, and Huber gets another shot up with the foul called. Inside is slapped hard on the wrist. Didn't fall for him, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Nice patience by Blackhawk. One of the things I've been impressed with the Blackhawk teams over the years is that all 5 guys on the floor can handle the ball. All 5 can pass the ball. We've seen Canavesa tonight 20 feet from the basket, handling and passing it. It makes the other team defend all 5 guys. You know, it's usually the centers and the forwards don't wander too much from the basket, but with Blackhawk, they move them all around. A lot of interchangeable plays.
Koprivnikar back into the Highlands lineup. That foul last ball, by the way, is called on Michael Braun, his first. Huber at the line. He gets Blackhawk ahead, or actually draws them within 1 point. It's Highlands leading Blackhawk 29-28 with 2:23 to play here, first half. The WPIAL AAA.
Last year, nearly 1.6 million cars were stolen in the United States. That's 1 car every 20 seconds, every day of the year. It's time to get serious about crime prevention. It's time for the club. The club is a tempered steel lock that's tough to defeat. It remains the only vehicle locking device that's police recommended. I believe the club to be the best vehicle theft deterrent you can buy. That's why I use it on my personal vehicle. Plus, the club can protect your vehicle's airbag from being stolen. It's a growing problem that the club is helping to control. But be aware of the lookalikes and the copycats out there. Be sure your anti-theft device says the club on the handle. Accept no cheap imitations. Get the one vehicle anti-theft device that police officers like myself recommend. Get the club. It's time to get serious about crime prevention. It's time for the club. Now over 10 million sold worldwide.
Well, Jeremy Huber has 15 points for Blackhawk, and Koprivnikar 11 for Highlands, and he's done most of that, 7 of those coming here in the second quarter. Highlands basketball.
You just never know who's going to show in these games. You know, we saw Madison in the first game, a good player, but not one of their leading scorers. And He lit it up for 25, and Huber's got 15 out of Blackhawks' 28 points, also unexpected.
Ron was in trouble there, but he got it out. Kentucky drilled the three. Things are going Highlands' way as they open up a 32-28 lead, Dan.
And talking about interchangeable parts, Highlands has that too. Everyone can handle the ball. Everyone can pass the ball.
Kentucky has 2 threes tonight. He averages almost 11 points a game. That's going to be an arrow. What do you call it? A change of possession? Held ball. That's what I was looking for right there. Jenkins aggressive on the rebounding end for Highlands. Got tied up.
Jenkins better be careful because he got away with a little shot there. A little shot.
So with a 4-point lead, the Rams are back on offense.
Highlands is going 4 corners.
Ron right down the middle. Glass unkind, though. Blackhawk has a chance to cut in. Archie Miller. Canamesa on the baseline. Back in there. Doesn't get the roll. Braun, the backside rebound. The little guy back there.
Canamesa fell away from the shot. You don't want to be falling backwards, and I think that's why he missed the shot. He was kind of fading away. Only pros should shoot fadeaways.
And as you mentioned, there's the 4 corners set. You see it a little better because they're resting a little. Kaprivnikar working against Neil Croston, number 43 for Blackhawk. This is Jenkins.
Taking a little time. You got the lead. Try and draw some fouls. Get to a 1-on-1.
Under a minute to play. First half. 4-point lead for the Rams with the basketball. Kentucky's studied the 3. Jenkins. They're going to take the air out of it. Here's a team averaging 81 points a game, Dan. Taking the air out a bit.
It's just controlling the game.
3 more for Kentucky.
That's not normally what you're trying to set up when you're in the 4 quarters, but I don't think Coach Fowler will complain one bit.
They live and die with the 3, and they're living right now very well. As the defense forces the travel.
Wait, I missed that. Yeah, I was calling the kick ball, but they called the walk on Miller.
35-28.
He doesn't make many mistakes.
5 for 8 from 3-point land for the Highlands Rams, Dan, and that's the difference.
Well, again, they're up 7 right now. Now you put it in the freezer. You want to go in up at least 7, hopefully 9 or 10, but you want to end up with a ball for the end of the first half.
15 ticks left on the clock.
Why don't you give it up? There's 2 guys. Avoid the trap and give it up.
Then he goes around them and right to the rack.
Or you can do that.
Thank you. 5. Timeout Blackhawk with 4 seconds left. Jeremy Huber wants to make sure they get a shot, Dan, and a pretty smart play.
Yeah, they've had a couple of problems on inbounds off of Highlands pressure. We saw it earlier in the game. Kaprivnikar, denied the man his ball, knocked it off his leg, and Highlands got the ball back. That time, same thing. He called the timeout because no one was open. They forced him into calling that timeout.
And he had his eye on the clock, apparently, or at least was a little worried about the 5-second call against him and giving up another easy one to Highlands.
Now, if you're Highlands and you're playing defense man-to-man, you want to stay between the basket and the man with the ball. You don't want them to throw the ball over the top. Just keep the man in front of you with the ball. Make them make a great shot. Nothing easy, no long passes, no picks. Make them throw in one from half court.
Highlands on a 26-8 run here in the second quarter.
We'll go back to that focal point. It was 20-11. And we were saying the game was slipping away, and boom, they just turned it on. The pressure's not bothering them. Blackhawks defense is not bothering them one bit, and it hasn't the whole game.
Blackhawk has their starters back in there. Huber will inbound. Lodovico, Miller, and Haskins across the midcourt line. Canamesa, the big fella, comes into the backcourt.
Nice job.
Lodovico's going to get the 3-point attempt, and it's just short. So we're going to go to halftime with Highlands leading for the upset, heading to the half with a 37-28 lead over the Blackhawk Cougars.
Trek International introduces what just may be the most lucrative high school fundraising program in the country.
I've had the opportunity to coach at all levels. One thing is common, it takes money to run a program. Trek affords you that opportunity.
Now your school can market America's most prestigious hotel savings program while earning serious cash for your fundraising project. Trek International members enjoy 50% savings at thousands of hotels worldwide.
As a former athlete and now a sports commentator, I spend a lot of time in hotels, and Trek saves me 50% off all hotel stays.
Several schools in the tri-state area are already cashing in on Trek's proven formula for success.
Trek International can bring financial rewards year after year after year.
Call 1-800-450-TREK and put your fundraising project on the right track. That's 1-800-450-TREK.
The Trek program is unbelievable.
WPIAL Championship Basketball on Prime Sports KBL is being brought to you by Chevrolet, your local Chevy Geo dealers, by King's Family Restaurants, next time make it King's, by Simonetta's Car Star Auto Body, where everybody goes for quality collision repair, and by Adelphia Cable Communications.
In the last 3 years, over 100 appliance and electronic stores have closed their doors. At the same time, one store has grown to become America's largest, with the top name brands, nationwide service, and 100 years of trust. Brand Central at Sears, where you get the brands you want at the store you trust.
On an average weekend, we use 130,000 eggs at King's Family Restaurants. Some are whipped into magnificent golden hotcakes. Others are blended with cheese, tomatoes, onions, and green peppers into fluffy omelets. Dozens more are used to create a mountain of French toast. And some are fried and served with toast and sausage.
I'm Hardy King. I believe fresh ingredients make food taste better. That's why I keep these girls employed.
I'm John Duffy, and we're at halftime of tonight's game, the AAA game between Blackhawk and Highlands. Highlands with an 11-point lead, 37-28. And right now we're joined by one of the AAA's coaches. He's from St. LaSalle, as you might be able to tell. This is Mark D'Antinis. And Mark, we were talking about how really a long-range game so far this first half.
Yeah, well, that's what Highlands did to get here. I mean, they bombed Beaver Falls pretty good, and they bombed us pretty good. They shot 15, 16 threes against Jeanette, so that's their game, and it opens things up inside for Earnhardt and Watucky and the other kids. So they're doing a good job. They're controlling the tempo of this game. They're getting the shots they want. And as long as that happens, Blackhawk could be in trouble.
Anything surprise you about the first half tonight?
Well, I did think that Blackhawk would give them a little more trouble with their pressure defensively, but the Braun kid has stepped up real well. He's made some nice passes. They're not really holding the ball. They're not looking for that one pass and a take to the basket. They're moving the ball around. Different guys are touching it. Different guys are getting shots. So as long as they do that and force Blackhawk to work in their half-court set and their half-court defense, they're going to have a good shot.
You played Highlands in the semifinals. How tough is it to go against a team that likes to shoot the three as much as they do?
Well, you know, we knew that they were going to be able to shoot it, and we came in and we wanted to make sure that we guarded their shooters. Unfortunately, they're not your standard shooting team where they have two guards or a guard and swingman that can stick it. At the second quarter against us, they had 7 threes. No one had 2. That's tough to defend. You use some timeouts. You try to break a rhythm, change some defenses up a little bit. But if they're on, and the Watucky kid has stuck a few, Kaprivnikar has gotten off a couple, they're very tough. And, you know, what they did to us, just maybe foreshadow, when they had this kind of a lead with us, they spread it out, really try to slow the game down, force you to make some defensive mistakes. So they can create a lot of problems for an opponent by sticking their threes.
Looking ahead a little bit to the PIAAs, you guys are going to be in it. Both these teams are going to be in it. How do you see Western Pennsylvania doing in the state championships this year?
Well, I thought AAA was tough in the very beginning when they, you know, when people were talking about the premier teams, the Blackhawks and the Jeanettes. I mean, North was there all year. We were in and out of the top 5. Char Valley, Montour, Highlands is 19-5. Mohawks 19-4. You know, there are schools that came one game shy. I think there were 7 or 8 19-game winners in AAA. So the talent's there, the level of play is there. You're getting teams that may not have a superstar like a Capola or a Canta Mesa, but they got 5 guys that are getting after it for 32 minutes, and it's tough to play against those type of teams. WPIALs are going to do fine. I mean, I really like all 4 classes. I think McKeesport NA is going to do well. Monesen's going to fare well. I look for WPIALs to do very well.
Just a tremendous atmosphere here tonight, and how tough is it on the kids to play in something like this?
Well, you know, you play in gyms that hold 1,000 people. So on a packed night, you're playing 500 cheering for you, 500 cheering against you. Tonight, 2,500 are cheering against you. It'll affect you. It affected Highlands. I mean, Highlands misses 4 layups coming in to start the game. I wish they would have done that Tuesday, but these kids are 15, 16-year-old kids. You can't really ask any more than for them to come in, soak it up, kind of get into the flow, enjoy the experience, and do the best they can.
Okay, Mark, thanks a lot for your time, and good luck to you in the PIAAs. That's Mark D'Antinis, head coach of Seton LaSalle. He'll be taking his team to the PIAAs, but we'll be back here with the WPIAL AAA Championship live on Prime Sports KBL.
You plan a hotel stay for at least 2 days in the next 12 months, the Trek International Hotel Savings Program just may be for you.
When I travel, I always use my Trek card. It helps me stretch my company's travel budget.
As a member of Trek International, you'll enjoy 50% savings at thousands of hotels worldwide.
The person checking in next to me is paying 100%. I'm paying 50%. You can't beat it.
Here's how Trek works. Simply call for a hotel reservation, identify yourself as a Trek member, confirm your reservation and rate, and check in. It's easy, and Trek makes travel more enjoyable and affordable than you ever thought possible.
Whether it's for business or vacation, I always use my Trek card. It feels great to save 50%. With all the money I save, I take more fabulous vacations.
Best of all, it's $49.95. Call 1-800-450-TREK and order your membership now. With terrific destinations and 50% savings, any trip is worth the trek.
Are your old appliances driving you mad? It's time to visit your friends at Good Housekeeping Appliances. Good Housekeeping Appliances carries one of the largest selections of appliances in Natrona Heights. Good Housekeeping Appliances guarantees the lowest prices. So before your old appliances drive you mad, come to Good Housekeeping Appliances in Natrona Heights. Over 37 years of customer satisfaction.
Before you try an ice brewed beer, give me an ice. Remember, all ice beers start cold, but most are heat pasteurized. Not cool. So get real cold. Bud Ice. Bud Ice. It's ice brewed and cold filtered to start cold and stay cold.
Give me an ice.
Ask for icy smooth Bud Ice. New 96-calorie Bud Ice Light.
AL Championship Basketball on Prime Sports KBL.
Little surprise here,
brought
Doctor.
to you by Chevrolet, your local Chevy Geo dealers. By Sears Brand Central, the brand you want at the store you trust. And by Cameron Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Classic. Always playing to win. Always Coca-Cola.
Little surprise here, Doctor. A little surprise.
Right,
I know we're both a little surprised.
This team averaged 81 points a game. It's the Highlands Rams leading Blackhawk here, 37-28 at the half as we get ready to start third quarter action. Sean Daugherty, Dan Donahoe, and Art Humphreys. Side here at court at A.J. Palumbo Center.
Let me run through the stats. Lodovica for Blackhawk. Lodovica with 2. Haskins with 3. Canta Mesa with only 1 basket. Huber with 15. Parkhill with 6 for a total of 28 for Highlands. Nice balance. Braun with 8. Kaprivnikar with 11. Pataki with 6. Earnhardt with 4. And Jenkins with 5. So nice balance from Highlands. Canta Mesa, they got to get him the ball, and they got to get him in this game. And I'll tell you one other thing, Sean. The Highlands better have tightened their shoestrings because Blackhawk's going to come out of them.
They sure are.
Especially in the first couple of minutes here. They better be prepared for a wave.
Blackhawk in the white with the basketball. Haskins with the first shot of the half. And Kaprivnikar the rebound. The Rams off running quickly. They call him the runner Rams, but Braun a little too enthusiastic for that pass, and that'll be a turnover. Blackhawk will have it back in. You know, when you went through those stats, the thing that jumps out is, of course, Jim Canamesa, 6'6 junior, 20 points per game, 2 at the half, and I guess Highlands coach Rich Falder's got to get a lot of the credit for that, as well as obviously the play of his inside players. Great block there. Kapriznikar with at least his third block tonight. As the smaller Kapriznikar at 6 feet got up to block the shot. The big Jim Canamesa.
Well, if you're a big guy and you bring the ball down, that's what you're risking, and he brought the ball down. He's got the height tonight. He should keep the ball up high and shoot from that position. Nice shot.
Jeremy Huber keeping the Cougars in it.
He missed tonight.
Yeah, he got it well once or twice, but maybe.
Again.
Highlands looking for their first hoop of the half. They had a big run to close the first half.
Starting to challenge the passes a little bit more.
Earnhardt on the baseline, a little short, but Watucky fighting for the rebound. They're just really all over the boards. Watucky tries to save it in, but goes over the end line.
Good effort all the way up.
Two very well-coached basketball teams here this evening who have not stopped hustling since the opening tip. Archie Miller brings it forecourt for Blackhawk. Hoover outside, he wants it. Haskins, three-point range. Bonavico inside to Canamesa, the big fella. Yep. Gotcha, gotta get it. 37-32.
Don't have to be a brain surgeon to figure out what they need to do. And that, again, well-coached teams correct the problems that they had at halftime. That's what I like Coach Albino did in the first game. You know, they had problems with some certain things. In essence, they not corrected that.
Jeremy Earnhardt. Haskins right back though.
Oh, great shot. Great shot.
Good. And one control to be able to get that up off the glass and in. And he was low bridge. Kevin Mason, number 52, immediately into the game.
And the key is, watch his head. He was watching the basket the whole way. Players have a tendency to look at the guy coming over, the defender, look at the defender's body, but he kept his concentration, kept his eye on the rim, and that's how he was able to make the shot. Big three-point play for Haskins. Blackhawks starting to make a little bit of a run here.
Right, Ed Jenkins, 34 for Highlands, replaces
Nick on
Mason.
zone. Like a 3-2.
Kind of interesting, a team that has played full court man-to-man all year. You know they practiced it, though. Earnhardt for three.
They didn't hesitate, did they?
Well, the scoring is on this team that they live and die on the three. Is the zone a good option?
I always like changing up defenses a little bit, just to take a look at something else, see how a team reacts. I don't know how long I'd stay in it.
They reacted well. Canamesa misses. Kapriznikar for Earnhardt. To Braun. And great save. 3-on-1. Haskins couldn't finish. It's a shame. Such a beautiful play. Highlands back with the basketball, leading 42-35. Earnhardt has it slapped away, though, and here comes Blackhawk again.
Great body.
Bonavico finished that one. It's a 5-point game, just like that.
Stay in the zone, give it another look.
Braun handles outside for Highlands.
It's interesting, yeah, I was just going to say, Kapriznikar's playing the high post.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe they'll try and flash him out.
Jenkins in one corner, Earnhardt in the other. And Watucky just 40 feet from the basket trying to draw somebody out.
And that's why he's in the middle.
There you go. The reverse doesn't fall, and Canamesa clears it. Blackhawk has a chance to cut it to 3.
Right idea, he just didn't get it to fall.
Maybe 2, but Canamesa. The turnover for Blackhawk killing him. And so Highlands withstands the first rush from the Blackhawk Cougars. They still lead at 42-37.
There are 3 family sedans you may be considering: Taurus, Accord, and the new Chevy Lumina. Oh, you want air and seating for 6 standard? There are 2 family sedans to consider. Oh, you prefer one that costs about $2,000 less? There's only one family sedan for you, the all-new Chevy Lumina, designed with input from thousands of people just like you. And now you can drive a Lumina for just $16,295. Lumina, one great family sedan and genuine Chevrolet. See your local Chevrolet Geo dealer.
In the last 3 years, over 100 appliance and electronic stores have closed their doors. At the same time, one store has grown to become America's largest, with the top name brands, nationwide service, and 100 years of trust. Brand Central at Sears, where you get the brands you want at the store you trust.
Archie Miller with yet another nice dish here, Dan, as he sees the whole court. Lodovico, a good scoop there. They finished their plays, and it's a 5-point game with 4:40 to play third quarter. Highlands with the basketball and the lead. Sean Doherty, Dan Donahoe, and Art Humphreys courtside at the A.J. Palumbo Center. WPIAL AAA Championship here.
Nice
Prime
drop
Sports KBL, yeah.
Good defense.
Good block there. That's 3, Art tells me, from Jim Canamesa as he got all over Earnhardt there. Big fella wants to take over this game, and Earnhardt gets called for the hack there as he followed his own shot in.
Canamesa is much more aggressive this quarter than we saw in the first half. He's looking for a shot. He's looking to make a move. He's going strong to the glass.
Kevin Mason comes in for Highlands, replacing Jeremy Earnhardt, who sits down with 2 fouls. That's the first foul of the half. 4:14 to play third quarter. 5 points for Canamesa.
Real nice touch. Look at the rotation on the ball when he shoots.
Oh, big time player. He's got another year of high school. This whole team does.
Yeah.
Talk about breaking. 3-point game. Braun. Senior point guard. Blackhawk zone. Even though Rams a little trouble here, Dan.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they hit the 1-3 initially, but they've struggled with it the last couple times down the floor.
Guess that's why John Miller's the coach and I'm not.
Sure is.
Thank you. Well, Tucky to steal. Here come the Rams as he got that loose ball off the glass, but does not finish at the other end. And here come the Cougars right back at him. Canamesa with 7.
Good job squaring up. That time you saw he kept the ball up high and just shot it from that position.
5 points in the first 4.5 minutes here in the third quarter, and it's a 1-point game.
What the zone has managed to do is slow Highlands down. You know, they've only scored 5 points this quarter. It slowed them down. They were off and running at the end of the second quarter. Now they're probably just going to put it in the freezer for a bit. But I'm not sure if this isn't counterproductive for them.
Clock ticks down to 3 minutes. Kaprivnikar comes out to take it away from Braun. They'll set up in 4 corners, and they can hold it till the end of the quarter, conceivably, huh? Archie Miller signaling to his father on the Blackhawk bench, says, what do you want us to do?
Right. You know, in the old days, you used to have to force the play, and they changed that rule a few years back.
Looks like he's changing the defense.
One of the teams had to create the action. If you watch high school basketball games in the future, you'd see the ref waving teams out. It's my understanding that that's no longer true, but they're going to come out a little bit.
2:25 on the clock. They come out to get him a bit. Kaprivnikar has it slapped away, but he gets a loose ball. Mason to Braun in the lane. He's going to pull it back out.
Yeah, and I think it was a good move. He was off balance.
Free. Nope. Mason, though, there to get the rebound. And there's a timeout called by the Highlands Rams. Rich Falder with 2:03 to play in the third quarter, leading Blackhawk 42-41.
On an average weekend, we use 130,000 eggs at King's Family Restaurants. Some are whipped into magnificent golden hotcakes. Others are blended with cheese, tomatoes, onions, and green peppers into fluffy omelets. Dozens more are used to create a mountain of French toast. And some are fried and served with toast and sausage.
I'm Hardy King. I believe fresh ingredients make food taste better. That's why I keep these girls employed.
The power was out and I was thirsty. I felt the bottle with straight sides. Could have been a soft drink. Could have been cough syrup. Then I felt a curved bottle and I could already sense that distinctive taste in the back of my throat. Grabbing the shapely Coca-Cola Classic, I retrieved a box of animal crackers. And after taking that first satisfying sip from that Coca-Cola bottle, I shook a few animal crackers into my open mouth. Bummer. Baking soda.
So with 2:03 to play in the third quarter, a 1-point lead. We'll see if Highlands continues to hold it here. We'll see if Blackhawk stays in that zone, Dan. What do you think?
I think
out
I
of the
would.
timeout. Sit in it?
Yeah, they're gonna come out in the man.
Their man, Archie Miller. Nope, there's the zone. And Highlands waiting for it. The Privnikar backs it out to the
And just a
center
real
circle.
nice move by Coach Miller. It changed the pace of this game. You know, the pace of the game going into halftime wasn't what he liked.
Under 2 minutes, under 1:45. They come out a little bit to force action.
Ron. Some open spots here. Highlands can get an open jumper if they want it.
They got it there. In and out, though. But the Rams just all over the boards, and that's been the difference. It would have really helped. There's a foul. It's going to be called on number 43.
Only the first team foul for the Blackhawks this quarter.
And then Neil Frostman, his second foul, and as Dan said, the first against the Cougars. Minute and a half to play in the quarter.
Highlands can get an open jump shot because Blackhawks trapping a lot. They're going to get a foul call here.
They got it, and that's a turnover. Blackhawk has a shot at the lead. Number 44, Aaron Ray, now in the Highlands lineup. Archie Miller working against Braun.
Calling a special here, so I would look for a clear eye for Cannon Mesa. There it is.
They lob it to him. They doubled up pretty good. Cannon Mesa, the turnaround, and a great aggressive rebound by Jeremy Earnhardt to slap it out to Mike Braun.
Going into no man's land there.
Highlands in the end, a little bit of a hurry there with 1:10 on the clock. And the Cougars, are they in man here?
Oh, yeah.
Appears to be.
Out a little bit.
The Privnikar into the lane.
See, there's the open shot because they're double teaming a lot. They just haven't taken advantage of it. Highlands gone a little bit cold this quarter.
Mason just missed on the three. It's 50 seconds to play. Blackhawk, in the quarter that is, goes ahead on a nice jumper by Brett Markhill. He's had a nice game shooting the basketball for the Blackhawk Cougars.
Now Blackhawks are going to sit back.
43-42. Now, does the offense have to force action if they're behind?
My understanding is no. No
About
one has
30
to do
seconds.
that.
I guess they'll go for the last shot here,
Sure.
huh?
Sure.
Go for the lead or be down one, heading into the fourth quarter. I think if Coach Rich Falder could have been told he'd have this position before the game tonight, I think he'd have said,
Pretty happy.
Jump at it, huh?
Yeah.
Down to 10, as you see in the bottom corner of your screen.
Nice block.
Cannon Mesa with the block. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Frosting shot. Good. No basket.
Now they're going to call it no.
Disallowed. I thought it was a little late.
I think you're right. I think he left his feet, but he didn't get rid of the ball. I think it was a good call.
Not in time. And that's the end of the third quarter of play with Blackhawk leading upstart Highlands 43-42.
Top of all the action, highlights, scores, interviews, and the inside scoop on the deals of the day. Tune into the box.
Boucher, Olds Cadillac Subaru in Natrona Heights is the Tri-State's price leader. While Cadillac is creating a higher standard, Boucher is leading the way with GMAC smart lease deals like these. 1995 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, now $450 a month for only 24 months. 1995 Concours, now $499 a month for only 24 months. 1995 Seville SLS, now $525 a month for only 36 months. Boucher's award-winning service team is poised to exceed your expectations after the sale.
Chevrolet Geo, the AK Valley's largest conversion van center with over 25 vans in stock from 5 different conversion companies. Enjoy special closeout prices on conversion vans with savings up to $5,000. Thank you, customers, for voting us #1 again. Best new car dealer, best place to buy a car, best auto repair, best place to buy auto parts, and best place to get an oil change. Nick also features the area's largest selection of pre-owned pickups, vans, conversion vans, and 4x4s. Nick Chevrolet, just off Trenton Bridge Road in Tarentum.
At the A.J. Palumbo Center for the final 8 minutes of the AAA final. You see the score there. Blackhawk leading upstart Highlands 43-42. The Rams with the basketball. Senior point guard Michael Braun in control. The Privnikar number 5. Joined by Earnhardt and Ray on the baseline. along with Mason, number 52. There he is.
Blackhawks still playing the zone. Little 3-2 or 1-2-2 zone. Causing them a lot of problems. They just don't look comfortable playing against this zone. They only scored 5 points in the third quarter. Krivnikar was shut out in the third quarter. He's got to become a force again if Highlands is going to win this game.
Then he dishes to Mason. The three goes in and out. Highlands another rebound. Mason. Back on top. And Highlands a little full court pressure here, Dan. They're going to go man full court against the Cougars. Number 21, Nathan Montani in there at one guard spot for the Cougars. JT Haskins, 23. This is Lodovico, 5. Cougars, 25. Canamesa, 45.
Canamesa, good roll off the pick. Nice ball.
From behind by Earnhardt. Run down by Haskins, though, and the Cougars with the jump shot take the lead back.
Haskins, that's his 8th point. Again, Huber leads with 17.
Cougars up 45-44.
Well, if they can shoot the 3, they got as many as they want here. Nice tip.
Mason with another follow. 2 in a row for him. Lodovico for 3.
Good rebound.
Strong. Nathan Montani, number 21, on the far side of your screen. Loose ball picked up by Braun as Canamesa brought it down. Dan talked about it. Slapped away. The quick hands. The Highlands defense.
You give everybody a chance when you're tall and you bring it down low.
Highlands leads at 46-45 with the ball.
Move the ball and you can have any 3-pointer you want.
Under 6 minutes. The Krivnikar, but Earnhardt owns the backboard. Mason got away with something there. Something, huh? How about another 3 from Aaron Ray?
Desperately needed by the Rams.
They lead at 48-45. I guess they just gave them 2.
Yeah, they did.
Turnover. Lodovico loses on the dribble as Ray makes the aggressive defensive play. And so with 5:27 to play in the fourth quarter, 5:27 to play in the game, it's Highlands 48, number 1 ranked Blackhawk 45.
There are 3 compact pickups you may be considering: Dakota, Ranger, and the new Chevy S-Series. Oh, you want one that starts under 10 grand? There are 2 compact pickups to consider. Oh, you want the one with more standard horsepower and payload? There's only 1 compact pickup for you, the new Chevy S-Series, with features and performance that make everything else history. Lease an S-Series LS for just $199 a month. S-Series from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. See your local Chevrolet dealer today.
Guarantee our workmanship with a written warranty. Customer satisfaction is our top priority. In 1993, Simonetta's Car Store was voted #1 for outstanding customer service among CarStar collision repair facilities nationwide. We help our customers get back on the road with prompt service and computerized estimates with no surprises and a written warranty. Trust the specialists at Simonetta's Car Store.
As you see it there, Aaron Ray
check the videotape.
Had both feet behind that 3-point arc. His second 3-pointer of the night. They changed the scoreboard. It's 49-45 Highlands. 5:27 to play, and the Rams have the basketball.
Sean Blackhawk with the turnover. They kind of got in a little bit of a bind there. Coach Miller tried to rest his son between the quarters, and there's no stoppage of play, and he ended up, sitting out 2.5 minutes.
Braun with the look, trying to get it down to Pataki, but slapped away by Krivnikar, but the Cougars will stay in control. 5:11, they're down 4. Could use a bucket as Jeremy Earnhardt comes quickly off the Highlands bench.
And again, that's just another example of buying time. Getting a couple extra seconds, getting the timeout, and then giving Earnhardt a couple more minute rest. That's good coaching.
Kirk Pataki, the sophomore, sits down.
Again, the risk is you're not going to get a stoppage of play, though, and like what happened to Miller, and he sits for 2 extra minutes, which is what you don't want.
Archie Miller there, number 11.
Good
Huber
defense.
on the baseline. He's had a big night. Not that one, though, and Earnhardt another rebound for Highlands.
He's really an athletic kid. Beside rebound, jumps well, gets his hands on the... He gets up and down the floor. I mean, he can really run.
Rams up 4 with the basketball. 4:40 to play in the game. Braun with the 10-footer.
Played a nice game, too. If Highlands can start hitting some shots, Blackhawks are going to have to come out of that zone. And they've been cold, but they're shooters, and sooner or later they're going to start dropping. Nice back door.
Haskins. Earnhardt, that looked like a good block from there, but I'm sure he got him with the body.
Yeah, right. That looked pretty clean.
You gotta look there, and Coach Rittenball. He wasn't so sure. Take another. Most fans don't
believe it. It was on the far side from us.
Yeah, a little body.
Yeah, I did.
Boy, was he up in the air.
So he got up. Great back door, though.
Might have been a foul after the shot, Dan.
Yeah.
After the block, as Mason checks back in. Kevin Mason replacing Aaron Gray, who hit the big three-pointer.
You're getting to the point in this game where you're probably going to be done substitute, maybe for the next minute or so, but you're going to have to go with your 5 best. 4:19 left on the clock, 51-46.
As you might imagine, Blackhawk a pretty good foul shooting team.
Always are.
Anna Mesa is their best foul shooter. It's a 4-point game, 51-47. The Privnikar. Close to over and back, but he recovered.
That looked like a walk.
Ron might have got away with a little hop there, huh? Mason, 3-point range.
They shouldn't be in any hurry here.
Under 4 minutes. Looking like Menneson for that first WPIAL title.
Nice move. Oh.
Got the foul.
Blackhawk has done a much better job this quarter defensing from the car, but again, you can't give up the left one. Very strong to the left. That time they opened up the lane to the left side and he took advantage of it and drew the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. Both teams have a long way to go to get to the 1-1. Highlands with 3 team fouls, Blackhawk with only 2.
That foul called on Neil Croston for Blackhawk, and he'll take a seat on the bench. He has 3. Just 2, though, against the Cougars here in the 4th quarter. And they're behind you, and that could end up hurting them down the stretch a bit. Brett Parkhill comes in, number 21, to replace him.
Well, it's something you want to think about if you're a player for Blackhawk. It's not a bad time to take a couple gambles, go for a steal, try and pick off a pass, commit the foul. It's really no harm, and it is going to get you closer to that 1-1. If you're behind, you're going to want to be there. So, again, not a bad time to take a couple chances on defense if you're Blackhawk.
Archie Miller right back into the middle of that Highlands defense. He'll try a 3. Hasn't made one tonight. He's a 48% shooter from out there on the season. He's 0 for 3 by my count.
Ron's done a good job.
Yeah. Been in his face all night. Canna Mesa has it.
Tough shot.
Foul called there. 2-shot attempt. It's going to be Earnhardt. Yep. Big Jeremy Earnhardt gets the foul. That's 4 on him. 3:25 to play.
They cannot afford to lose him, obviously. I think it might not be a bad idea to put Jenkins on Canna Mesa a little bit. Give Earnhardt a little bit of a rest, and Jenkins, you watched him a little bit earlier in this game. And
said it before, Canna Mesa, an 81% foul shooter.
Coach Miller.
You don't want to foul him down the stretch. Coach Miller would like you to. I guess.
Boy, they have tight rims here. I'll tell you what. You don't get many breaks on shots in this gymnasium.
5-point Highlands lead. 3:18 to play.
Again, you're up 5. You're in no hurry. You want to lay up or a foul.
Bodying up on Kaprivnikar.
Take that.
Pretty little left-hander.
Yeah.
He's really been nice off the bench. You got a whistle. stepped out of bounds. Another turnover for the Cougars with 3 minutes left.
I don't think I have to tell Highlands because they played smart all night, but again, you're looking for layups or short jumpers like the last one. You don't want to force anything here.
Haskins, Hawking, Kaprivnikar slaps it away, gets
Nothing
called
wrong
for
with
the
that.
foul.
Again, that's a risk you can take. That'll only give you 3 team fouls. Take a shot at it in a steal. There's only 2:49 left and you're down 7.
Not an awful lot by the way that Blackhawk can shoot threes too. Coach Miller wanted a timeout there again. Didn't sound like that.
But you can be sure if Highland wins this, they're going to have to earn it right here with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left.
Mason for 3.
Don't know if I want that.
Miller.
That's a shot maybe you'd take any time in the game, but now. He was wide open.
15-footer. 5-point game. 2:20 to play.
A lot of hand checking. Now, if I'm Coach Fowler, I'm telling the ref, you know, keep their hands off him. Again, that's not a shot I think I want.
Jenkins short on the 3.
Not at this stage in the game.
Barkill in 3-point range from Blackhawk. Haskins. Try to get it to Canamesa. Good dish. Hoover. Jeremy Hoover with the score. That timeout called by the Highland Rams with 1:48 to play. They have a slim 3-point lead, 55-52 over the #1 ranked Blackhawk Cougars.
Last year, nearly 1.6 million cars were stolen in the United States. That's 1 car every 20 seconds every day of the year. It's time to get serious about crime prevention. It's time for the club. The club is a tempered steel lock that's tough to defeat. It remains the only vehicle locking device that's police recommended. I believe the club to be the best vehicle theft deterrent you can buy. That's why I use it on my personal vehicle. Plus, the club can protect your vehicle's airbag from being stolen. It's a growing problem that the club is helping to control. But be aware of the lookalikes and the copycats out there. Be sure your anti-theft device says the club on the handle. Accept no cheap imitations. Get the one vehicle anti-theft device that police officers like myself recommend. Get the club. It's time to get serious about crime prevention. It's time for the club. Now over 10 million sold worldwide.
Couldn't ask for anything more in our first night of WPIAL Championship Basketball here on Prime Sports KBL. Don't forget tomorrow here on KBL we'll have 2 more for you. 5:30 we'll be live with the Quad A Championship.
Saw Coach Miller's record. He's been around 20 years.
Yeah.
He's been in games like this many times. You don't win all those championships unless you win games like this. Again, no harm there.
Immediate foul there as Archie Miller gets a hand on Braun. But I want to mention, the Quad A game. Don't forget, following Pitt tomorrow night, we'll have the AA Championship. Snow Rocks and Shadyside Academy, 2 of the best high school teams in the state.
2 of the best players in the state, too, and Latimer and Sauer. I'm really looking forward to seeing both of them.
Braun hustles it down and gets a Blackhawk press.
That's a bad
Let's see if they reverse it. No, they don't. They wasn't. Looked like Highlands touched it last.
I don't think so. That's a long way from here, but
Rams, and the Rams will keep it. We'll see if we have it. Here it is right here.
I don't know if we're going to get it on this angle. And it was Jenkins whose hand it rolled off.
Yeah, hard to tell, but it looked like it went off Highlands. But
I don't think you'll see any more 3-point shots by Highlands. They said they were playing smart the whole game, but they took 2 bad threes. And they
when you're used to shooting them.
It is. It's tough to pull back. I mean, that's the style you play. That's what got you this far, but it's a little different right now. With a couple minutes left, again, you want fouls and layups. There's a trip.
Aaron Ray's back in there. The tripping foul called against J.T. Haskins. Number 23 is Kaprivnikar went hard to the court. That's just number 5 on the Cougars. Haskins will sit down and be replaced by number 43. Neil Proston, the defensive specialist for Blackhawk. It appears the way he's been used tonight, he's done a pretty good job. He's face up there on Kaprivnikar.
They're just running people at Kaprivnikar. I mean, they're changing up a lot.
Crosman gets the foul.
You know, different defenders, good move. Just keep sending different people. I mean, he is tired. You can see him. He's holding on to his knees right now. He's sucking some wind right now, and I think that's what Coach Miller was thinking, is that if I keep shoveling players in and out the whole game, the fatigue might pay off. The next one will be the 1-and-1 for Highlands.
Coach Rich Falder there with Ron Lang, Sean Bennis, and Ken Elliott.
It's not his third season at Monessen. He's the coach of Highlands.
Did I say Monessen?
No, the graphic.
Oh, that's okay. We always stole the ball. That was such a good first game. But Monessen won the first game. Maybe that's a little prelude here. Minute 3 from their first Whitfield title with a 3-point lead. Slim as it is.
Good move.
Mason gets it back out to Aaron Ray, and he's fouled immediately by Archie Miller. With 56 ticks left on the clock.
That was a good decision by Mason. Looked like he had a little bit of a lane, but basically, unless you have a 2-footer, if you don't get the ball on the block at this stage in the game, you should be kicking it out. Mason did the right thing. Draw the foul. They're going to have to make some free throws if they want a Whitfield championship.
JT Haskins back in for the offensive end of the court for Blackhawk, replacing Crosby. Ray at the line, the 6-foot senior, has hit a couple of big threes here this evening. See how he shoots them from the foul line.
There's the fryer we've been waiting for all night.
A little help from Michael Jordan's tongue, I think.
Yeah. You know, it's tough for these players shooting because they're not used to a crowd in the background that they're getting here at Duquesne. You know, we don't have many high school gyms like that, so they're shooting into it, and they can see the crowd through the fiberglass backboard.
A little
He's
short
open
with
deep.
the second, but it's a 4-point game. Haskins draws a foul and gets a bucket.
I didn't see the
Ray,
foul.
a toughie at the defensive end. That was the last thing he wanted.
I thought this foul was kind of touchy. I thought he avoided committing the foul. But regardless, he's going to go to the line for one. Let's take a look at the replay. Great pass by Miller. See, he looked like he was trying to avoid anything. Well, I don't know. That's pretty touchy.
Didn't see it, but nonetheless, JT Haskins at the line. Chance to cut it to
Great
one.
play by Cannon Mason.
Mason can tie. Another try.
Make that one.
They're tied at 56.
There we go.
35 seconds left.
Well, you don't want to lose it if you're Highlands. You'll go into overtime, but you don't want to lose it in regulation. You have the ball with 28 seconds left.
Blackhawk out, tight man-to-man against the corner set by the Highlands Rams.
I don't think they're going to call the timeout. I think they're going to play it, which is probably a good idea. You're not going to give Blackhawk a chance to throw any junk defense at you. Let's just take our shot right now. The ball's in.
There's the guy you want to shoot at the left hand.
Oh, my!
What a
Hold
shot.
on, Aaron. 3 seconds left.
Blackhawk calls time with 3 on the clock.
Not over yet. Well, I mean, that's what you want to happen if you're Highland. You want Kaprizniker to have the ball in the middle of the floor, goes one-on-one, and yes, he can bank the ball in. That's his third bank shot. That's not garbage.
Greg Kaprizniker. You are watching WPIAL Championship Basketball on Prime Sports KBL.
Unbelievable. I think that was a real good decision by Coach Falder. Sometimes you'll see coaches, you know, they'll get it down to 20 and call a timeout. I think he did the right thing. Let's keep playing. Let's not give Blackhawk a timeout. They can change up on defense. We're going to take our shot right now. They did a good job of knocking time off the clock. Pressure is on Blackhawk. 3 seconds. You know, they had a play at the end of the first quarter where they were trying to get a shot off. They set a screen at midcourt, screened away from the ball. The guy at midcourt came off the screen, got the ball. I'd look for the same thing right now. So I'm sure Coach Miller has quite a few tricks up his sleeve, so it probably won't be likely that he'll run the same thing.
You saw the Highlands defenders are getting a little bit of artificial air here as they lead it by 2.
You know, Sean, the other thing, Sean, let me throw in one more thing.
Go ahead.
Highlands only has 5 team fouls. They can very easily, as soon as the ball gets in, foul somebody, make them take it out again. They can waste a foul here. Not a bad idea.
You know, 3 shot foul shooting down the stretch. Blackhawk 8 out of 10 here tonight. They've done everything to get close. Here's their shot at winning it.
You want to stay between the ball and the basket.
Cannon Mesa, 3-point range, short. And the Highlands Rams have won their first WPIAL championship.
Easy. The crowd just flying on here. Wow. This is a melee. What a game, huh? Unbelievable. Well, two kings are dead.
I think the people up in the Highlands, Natrona Heights area are a little happy.
Hey, you know, it's great. It's nice seeing teams win it for the first time, you know. With all due credit to Blackhawk, they're a dynasty, but it's nice to see a new team in the playoffs and do well like Menneson and Highlands. It really helps the communities, and I enjoy it.
5 for 5 inside the three-point arc down the stretch. The Highlands Rams with a 58-56 victory over #1 ranked Blackhawk Cougars to win the AAA title.
Well,
here's how close it was, huh? Last year, the Cougars lose a heartbreaker to Beaver Falls in overtime.
It's called the Christian Leitner play there.
Yep.
He had a chance, just a little bit short.
Would have tied it. Well, let's take a break. We'll be back with post-game interviews in just a second. Highlands celebrating their first title.
What do the really, really beautiful people drink when they get thirsty? The same thing as the rest of us. Image is nothing. Thirst is everything. Obey your thirst. Sprite.
Collision repair, and we do it right the first time. We guarantee our workmanship with a written warranty. Customer satisfaction is our top priority. In 1993, Simonetta's Car Store was voted #1 for outstanding customer service among CarStar collision repair facilities nationwide. We help our customers get back on the road with prompt service and computerized estimates with no surprises and a written warranty. Trust the specialists at Simonetta's Car Store.
Last year, nearly 1.6 million cars were stolen in the United States. That's one car every 20 seconds every day of the year. It's time to get serious about crime prevention. It's time for the Club. The Club is a tempered steel lock that's tough to defeat.